All right. Well, welcome everybody to our Momentum Monday call. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Michelle Rogers. I'm a national marketing director with Juice Plus Canada, and I am one of the many leaders actually of Team Synergy. So welcome to our call that happens every single Monday night. Tonight, our guest is somebody who is very near and dear to my heart. So when I first started, the very first event I ever went to, Mr. Kerry Daigle and his beautiful wife, Mickey, were there speaking about the potential of this business and just sharing about the fact that everybody needs a plan B. And I was sitting there in that audience, probably deep down knowing that I needed a plan B myself. At the time I was married, and my husband at the time was struggling with addiction issues, and I really didn't know what I was going to do was I ever to be on my own with the kids, which actually ended up happening shortly after that event. About 2 months later, I really did rely on this business, and forever was grateful to the Daigles for really painting the vision and showing what was possible. And for me, listening to Kerry, he was just like, my impression of him at the time was, wow, he's a powerful businessman. He works with professional fighters. He promotes these boxers and their careers. He's worked with Don King. He's had productions on HBO and ESPN. And this man does Juice Plus? Like, you've got to be kidding me. And my I'm too cool just went right out the window. And I think he was the exact speaker that God put in my path for a reason, because I looked up to him as a business person so much. And so from that moment forward, I took this business really seriously. I knew what it could be because of the picture that he and his wife painted for me. And then through my journey up to national marketing director and beyond, Kerry has played such a huge role in my business, mentoring me, helping me get past my blocks, calling me out when I'm thinking small, calling me out when, I need to see the business in a different way. His business expertise is just something that I am so grateful to have had access to all of my career. And I am so honored to be introducing him tonight, and grateful that you guys all get to learn from him and capitalize on his wisdom, just as I have all of my career. So Kerry, without further ado, please take it away. Thank you for being here with us tonight. I can't wait to learn from you as always.
Well, I want to see how much wisdom I have at 10 p.m. in Central Time Zone here in Louisiana. So we'll see what happens. Let's see if I can share the screen here. Can everyone see this? Can you see this? Everyone can see it. I get a thumbs up.
Yeah, you bet. We see it.
Okay, everybody there. So we're going to talk a little bit about promoting. I noticed that in your promotional piece, you talk about the international conference in Austin, Texas coming up. You also talk about promoting in a sense. So we're going to talk about promoting at events. Is that okay? It's something that I'm accustomed to. I've been doing that for 45 years. So ESPN, Fox, Showtime, HBO, you name the networks, now DAZN out of Copenhagen, Denmark. We've been doing shows for 45 years all across the world. First thing I want to do is a disclaimer. The disclaimer is this: all the material that you're going to see is copyrighted, and it's all actually owned by my publisher. So if you're going to ask me for a copy of this, I can't give it to you, but you're going to have this recording tonight, and it happens to have my website on the bottom, which protects me from my publisher where he doesn't fire me, because this is some information that's going to be utilized in some other promotional material. It was just kind of redesigned a little bit for the Juice Plus team, because promoting is promoting. It's all the same. Doesn't matter if you're promoting an event with Juice Plus, or you're promoting a professional boxing event and you're doing it on Showtime, you're doing it on Fox, you're doing it on HBO, you're doing it on DAZN or ESPN. It doesn't matter. It's all the same. Just some events are bigger than others, and they're larger for a reason. So let's talk a little bit about promotion. First thing is this: promote, promote, promote. One thing you want to remember is that you can never over promote, you can only under promote. That's important for you to understand. Because a lot of people will say, I don't know if I'm gonna send this out again. I sent it out yesterday. Well, let me just think a minute about any items that are branded in your mind that you think about. Nike, for example. When you're buying shoes, Nike. Now Adidas is coming up. You go buy napkins, you're probably gonna buy Kleenex because they're always talking about Kleenex. You don't ask for napkins, you ask for Kleenex. You know, so you have to be able to see how people brand different products. And they do that so that subliminal messages are placed in you so that you just remember that name over and over and over again. So remember, the people that don't want to see a promotional piece, they'll discard it, especially with DVRs now, dealing with national TV. You can record something and not have the commercials, or just kind of fast forward through it. But sooner or later, you're going to see the commercials that are completely promoted on a regular basis over and over again, so that particular product gets branded. So you have to learn how to brand yourself and brand your business and brand your promotions. Remember, you can never over promote, you can only under promote. And I always like to say, you got to create excitement, and there's no business like show business. And this business is show business. Believe me, that's exactly what it is. Don't think otherwise, because it is show business. Now, promoting events, let's see if I can move some of these pictures over a little bit so I can kind of see what I'm doing. Promoting events is building building a huge business, and it's going to lift the ceiling off your income. That's exactly what promoting events is going to do. It will lift the ceiling off your income. It will take you from 3 figures a month to 4 figures a month to 5 figures a month, and possibly 6 figures a month. Okay, it's very possible that can happen with you and become an effective promoter. Now, new guests are exactly what create a fast-growing business and something that's very duplicable. There's no other answers. So you hear all the time about bringing new people in the business. There's no other answer than new guests. You can talk about everything you want. You can talk about the marketing plan. You can talk about doing this and doing that. It's about new guests. If you're not getting new guests into an event, you're not building a business. It's pretty simple. And so what happens, residual income is such a great thing because it buys your time back, but it also can make you very lazy. Residual income can put you in a position where no longer do you want to go to work like you used to, because you've accepted the income you have and you're happy with it and you don't want to grow anymore. Why not knock the ceiling off your income and go for it? Because in this business, you can do that. So I suggest that you pay close attention to what it takes. Events, what are they? 2x1s, conference calls, 3-way calls, coffee shop meetings, small lunches, luncheons, dinners, in-home presentations, business presentations, trainings, wellness presentations. Those are events. And you take one step at a time. It's really important for you to understand that you have to start slow with small events. And you might do one every 2 to 4 weeks. You could host a luncheon. You could host a breakfast. Choose a speaker and choose a topic. Notice I said topic. The topic should be something catchy. I mean, I see a lot of these promotions where today we're going to have a product meeting. Wow, that's exciting. Get a new guest to that. Think about that a minute. Have something that will catch people's attention, a catchy topic. Host one event a month or one event a week, and later host a wellness lecture series, say once every 1, 2, or 3 months. Now, business presentations and trainings are next. Forming a promotional committee, put a team together, but together as a team, you can promote the events. That's what's crucial. You need to have a promotional committee, and you plan everything 6 months in advance. 6 months in advance, easily planned. Now, the main events, what do I mean by main events? Well, number one, secrets of choosing the right venues. Where are your luncheons going to be? Well, I'm giving you my opinion. You go to well, I don't know if you guys have these type of restaurants, but they have in the States here, we have Shoney's and Pit Grills and Piccadilly's and that kind of restaurant. They're okay. The food's good and it's very reasonably priced. But if you want to build a business, you've got to go to a venue that's going to catch your guest attention. So why are you getting the money that you're getting? Business investment bonus. I'm going to tell you exactly what that stands for. Business investment bonus. All of you that are senior SC and above get a business investment bonus. That's designed for you to take that money and invest it in your business with your team to help grow your team and make things better. So if you're not doing that and you're somewhat downline, you're not getting that kind of help, call them out. Listen, call them out. Just go ahead and do it. The right venues for the luncheons, the wellness talks, the business talks. Create a relationship with the venues where you continually can get the better deals over and over again. And at the venue, let's look at location. What's the location? What's the cost? Inclusive. Remember the word inclusive. People will give you might do a luncheon. They say, well, luncheon is it's only $21 a plate, plus tax, plus gratuity, plus service charge. What else are they going to charge you? So you want to know a price inclusively. That's important when you're promoting. Got to have a sign-up table where people will call, or they're going to pay at the door. Whatever you're trying to do, you got to have name tags. And I like to have name tags where I have a little mark that'll show it's a distributor. It might be a blue mark, and it might have a red name tag if they're a guest. Well, if I'm the speaker, I'm looking in that audience, bing, I know exactly who the guests are. And my eyes are going directly to him, Michelle Ball. I knew you were a guest that night. And I was looking right at you, and so was Mickey. And you felt a little bit uncomfortable because you kept crossing those arms. But my mind was, I'm going to break her down. So the key was to be able to get that message across. Letting you know the truth now, darling. It's 10 o'clock at night over here. It's late. I'm spilling the beans. Lifted stage. Is it going to be a riser? Are you going to speak on the floor? Is there a podium? What's the seating? Do you want theater or classroom? AV equipment. Do you have an operator there for the microphones? What kind? Lavalier, handheld, clickers, the screen, the tablet, a dry board. That should also be there in the event someone wants to draw something on the board. Questionnaires for drawings. What are questionnaires? You hand them out after the event. What caught your attention the best? They put a little note on there. They put their name. You give gifts away later, but you know what your guest is thinking from answering those questionnaires. Tables for the speaker and speaker material in the back of the room so that they can display what they want to display. If it's an author, be smart and let that author promote their book, because that may be why the guest is coming. Example, I have a book called Dreams, Fairy Tales, and Miracles. You can get it from dreamsfairytales.com. You can order it from NutriPoints.com. But the key is a lot of people will come to meet the author of this book. And then it's up to you from that point to move forward. You know, music and band. Look, we just did a show, I call it a show, an event out in New Orleans in the Big Easy. Well, how can you not have a jazz band when they walk in through the door? Jazz band playing, baby. It's right there. They get the feel of the Big Easy the minute they walk in. Room blocks for out-of-town travelers. Getting in early for setups with your promotional team. An hour early minimum for you to get in. That's important. Not a buzz. Creating a buzz about your event is crucial. Let's talk about creating that buzz. Number one, naming your event. Interesting titles. Remember, I mentioned that earlier. Interesting titles. No ho-hum title. Let's get with the program here. Create some excitement, create a buzz. Sell the speaker. Now, how do you do that? Okay. I know Michelle got in touch with me and she says, I need your bio. Go to keeppunching.com. I got a bio there. Check it out. But you know, the key is anytime you get a speaker, just Google their name. You're going to probably have some information on them if they're speaking on the circuit that you can utilize. And you probably have some little secrets that'll help you promote the event even better. Now, if you were to Google my name, you might have had a little secret you didn't want to share with other people. And that's okay. But I mean, I asked you to go to my website, so that's what you did. Leaflets, tickets. Why tickets? I like tickets because they walk in with a ticket. Nah, it's just what I do. I like eventbrite.com. There's other platforms that you can use on the internet. Jazzing up your leaflet or your poster. Contact names for reservations. That's real important. So you have to keep in mind that all these things are real important in helping you have a successful event. How about introductions? The bio of the speakers, you need to have that. But here's the key. Get the very best speakers you can for the introductions. And the people that are introducing the speakers need to practice just as much as the speaker themselves that are doing the presentation. I want the very best. I want a Michelle Ball to introduce me. I want a Michelle Ball that gets up there with energy, a big smile, some excitement like she did tonight and said all these nice things about me. I want her to get up there and I want her to blow the doors down. Because here's the key. 60% of the presentation is going to be because of the person that introduces you that gets the attention of the audience. So a lot of times I see a lot of rookies that will come up to do the introduction. That's okay. But that rookie needs to train, get ready, and do the best introduction possible. The very, very best. Opening statements. Who do you choose to introduce your speakers? Dressing properly. Let's not go there because I insult people. That's what my wife said. So the key is dress properly and get to know your audience. Listen, if you're going to white linen, don't wear shorts. Okay? Real simple. If you're going to something casual like a sports bar, don't wear your tuxedo. Okay? Use some common sense. Get up there, but look sharp. If you've got clothes that you can't afford the very best clothes in the world, make sure that it's well pressed, it's very neat, and you look sharp. You look nice. It's not all wrinkled up. Real important. A lot of times I wear a suit and you'll see me with a cap. It's just my style. It's how I brand myself. I like to wear the caps. I have about 150 of them. They're all different, and I wear them for different reasons. I'm promoting a company over here called Black Clover, and then on this side, I'm promoting Keep Punching, or it's this side, keeppunching.com. So Black Clover is a fashion line. My daughter's in the fashion industry. I'm always promoting something. So that's what I do, okay? Gen Y, Gen X, baby boomers, white collar professionals, moms, millennials, excitement and enthusiasm. You gotta have it. You gotta have it. So you gotta be able to know how to bring all those people together to make this thing really work. Professional courtesy to your speakers. Offering transportation to and from the event. Now they may say they're okay and they'll take an Uber or something, but that's not professional courtesy. I guarantee if I'm flying into Canada, you better damn sure pick me up. You know, and you better damn sure make sure you get me back to the airport. If I'm gonna fly there, you better take care of me. That's my opinion. If you're gonna fly here, I better take care of you. It's just the way it is. Professional courtesy, if you want to be known as someone that says, I want to go back to that place because of the way they treated me, I want my people going there, I will recommend anyone to go there because of the way I was treated. Offering transportation to and from the event, accommodations, introducing the speaker host early by the phone, and ATV equipment, I call it, equipment needed for the speaker presentation. Make sure everything is there for the speaker, AV equipment, not ATV. I'm not going to be on a four-wheeler and all that. We're not talking about four-wheelers there. Meeting etiquette. Okay, let's talk about that a little bit. This is important. Cell phones, texting or answering. The worst thing in the audience is for you on an iPad, a computer, or a cell phone taking notes for a speaker. Worst thing, you become a speaker and get up there and watch half of your audience popping on a cell phone and you wondering if they're texting somebody or if they're paying attention to you. Worst thing in the world. Speaker meeting etiquette is important. So it's important, get a journal, write. If you don't know how to write, learn, okay? Start writing. I mean, writing is the way that you're gonna get this baby working. So have a journal, write your notes down. Get to the event before your guests arrive. How many times do guests get there before you do? If you want to build $1 million business and you operate it like it's a $5 business, that's exactly what you're going to have. Go out there and treat this thing like $1 million business. Be enthused, not gossiping with others, but looking for your guests. You know, that's important. Make guests comfortable, introducing them to other people. Be prepared, listen well, ask good questions when they come in. Don't do a presentation. You're getting ready to have one in just a minute. I see so many people give presentations before the presentation. And they're like, oh my goodness, no wonder you're making $8 a month. Come on, get off your hind horse and let's get out there and build a business correctly. Don't sell your guests. The event's gonna do it. Sit with your guests, don't leave the room, and don't speak to your guests during the presentation. Now, something I do occasionally, I don't speak to them, but once in a while I give them the old elbow, like, man, did you get that? You know, so when Michelle's speaking, of course, with her energy, I guarantee you, I elbow people enough they get bruised up. You know, so I mean, that's what you got to do. Have a little fun. Publicity 101. Let's talk about that for a minute. Media releases, unless you're very well versed in how to do a media release, don't do it. Preferred customers, distributor invitations. You got to be able to do some invitations to your preferred customers and your distributors, and there are different kinds of invitations to both. Guest invitations, new guests. Voxer promotions to other distributor lists. How many Voxer lists do you have? I just took a look. I have 71 different lists. Now, how do I reach out to thousands of people every week? I am available to everybody, whether they're 5th generation, 7th generation, 10th generation, or frontline to me, and I do it through Voxer. Learn how to use the system so you can communicate with people, so you can build a massive business. That's important. Email distribution, text, social media distribution, that's important. Promotional conference calls. Promote the event by doing conference calls for the event. Do Zooms for the event that are coming up. Do Facebook Live. Do Voxer. Do different types of events. Today, you can have your own TV show. My goodness, I've got NMDs. They got their own TV show now. They're on live every day. And these are people that said they would never speak to anyone. They're on live. They just can't wait to get on live and look pretty and talk to people. And today, everybody can have their own TV show. I mean, it's given us that opportunity to build something massively across the world. Tickets, pre-sale versus walk-up. I like to pre-sale everything. I don't like walk-ups, never did. I like a sold-out crowd. I like people to say, I'd like to come, and I'd like to say, I wish you would have got your ticket earlier. It is sold out, and guess what happens? Next event, they can't wait. New Orleans, the Big Easy, sold out. So if you wanted to come in the last minute, now you got to wait till January 31st and February the 1st for the next event. And I'll tell you what, they're already calling me and want to know if they can get tickets right now. And that's the key, sell out, okay? Postcards, I like Vistaprint.com. You're promoting an event, produce a postcard. Hand the postcards out instead of a flyer. Step it up a little bit, be professional. And you can mail those out on top of that. Think about it. Flyers, posters, invitation via Eventbrite, promotional commercials on your cell phone, Voxer. That's done, it can be done on Voxer, direct calls. It can be done on Facebook Live and so forth. So you can do promotional messages. Now here's something that's missing and most people don't use: post-promotion. Post-promotion, the event's over. It's not over, it's just beginning. Now you're gonna have testimonials, follow up on social media, the different speakers, what they said, the excitement, the people that missed it need to see it. Three-way calling every guest and every distributor, not just guests, every distributor that attended in your group. Three-way calling them after it's over and thanking them for coming, but three-way calling with someone else on the phone. Two voices are better than one. It's magical. Don't make me explain why. If you've been in the business long enough, you know why. This week is Monday. Today, 17 three-way phone calls. By the end of this week, I'll probably have about 60, 70 done. Most of my three-ways will work about 5 minutes. I do 5-minute three-ways, maybe 3-minute, and we don't plan them. We call just sporadically. Just call people up. Email, newsletters. I use MailChimp. You can use whatever you want to your distribution base. You can go to keeppunching.com and you can subscribe to my Juice Plus newsletter. You can subscribe to my personal development newsletter. And then if you like boxing, heck, subscribe to the boxing newsletter. There's 3 different newsletters you can subscribe to by going to keeppunching.com. And if you're sideline, listen, I learned something a long time ago about sideline. If I keep you, Michelle Ball, making money, and I keep your team rolling, and I continue to do this stuff for people all over the country in different parts of the world, the company stays strong, and guess what? I get a check every month. So the key is be smart, keep your company strong, and have some integrity and treat this business with integrity. That's important. Set up your game. Okay, that's important to understand. What I mean by setting up your game? Well, number one, business cards. What do your business cards look like? Personal postcards. Do you have a personal postcard besides the Juice Plus postcard about you? Who are you? You have an identity. Who are you? What are your personal postcards like? I guarantee you, you write a personal postcard to somebody, they're going to remember it forever. You send them an email, they forgot the next week. Okay? Personal postcards go a long way. How do you create a multi-million-dollar business? I just showed you how. I'm trying to show you this within 30 minutes because Michelle said if I go over 30 minutes, she's going to find me. Create contests. Okay? Join charitable groups, chamber, network. Be a writer. Do a newsletter, promotional product. Support team introduction. Who's your support team? Be sure you let them know there's a team involved and you're not in this alone. That's why 3-way phone calls work real well. I'll make sure everybody knows my support team, which is easy. Mine's a home office. So I'm just been in a business so doggone long. I don't have many people above me. In fact, I don't. I've got Jeff Roberti, and Jeff Roberti's busy doing this thing. So really, I got the home office. So I'm out there, and that's who I work with. Here I am. And I've been working with the home office and my wife now for 30 years. So that's how long we've been in business, kind of giving my age away. Okay, in closing, I want you to pay close attention to this. This is important. It's not what I do now, it's not what I do, but how and when I do it. It's not what I say, but how I feel about what I say and how I look when I'm saying it. My body language. Do I look confident? Am I standing straight? Are my shoulders back? Do I look like I belong in the place that I am? Here's something from Og Mandino, a best-selling author. You've got to read all his books. He's deceased, but he's got great books out there. The number one tool is closing a client is to buy your product, or opportunity is the cell phone or in person. Not texting, not email. Maybe they want to hear your voice. Just maybe. Okay? Well, I've been texting so-and-so, and I'll send them an email, and you wonder why you're not making $100,000 a year. Wake up. Okay? This is a business, and you got to treat it like one. And you can make a whole doggone bunch of money if you know what the heck you're doing. You got to treat it like a business. Ken Cragen has always been one of my mentors. He wrote the book, Life is a Contact Sport. He's a TV producer. He says, if you build the reputation of your product and the company by promoting, the business will come. Doesn't that make a lot of sense? And I can't read this all the way on the bottom real good, but I'm going to read it. Dreams can help us see the invisible, believe in the incredible, and achieve the impossible. That was Mama Daigle. My grandmother who raised me that was illiterate could not read and write. These are the things she instilled in me every day so that I could be successful. Every day, she made me believe that I could be everything I wanted to be. And that's what your job is as a leader of your group, is to make them believe they can do whatever they want. Here's my number one guide that I go to as far as for leadership and mentorship. The heavyweight champion of the world, George Foreman, he became heavyweight champion of the world the second time at the age of 45 when everybody laughed at him. Too old, too slow, too fat. And at the age of 45, he became heavyweight champion of the world again, the oldest guy to ever do that in the history of boxing. And while people laughed at him, he just kept plodding along, kept plodding along. till he fought 26-year-old Michael Mora, who had just beat Evander Holyfield for the heavyweight championship of the world, and George Foreman knocks him out after losing almost every round. Gets down on his knees and prays and says, thank you for giving me the power and believing in me and having me believe in myself when others did not. And here's what George says. This is really cool stuff. Pay close attention. If you have a quality product, out of his book called Knockout Entrepreneur, and it's not about boxing, really. It's about just being an entrepreneur. Knockout Entrepreneur is a phenomenal book. All of you are entrepreneurs. Are you studying entrepreneurship? Do you know what being an entrepreneur is really like? Or are you just a $50 franchisee? That's my question. So you have to be able to look at that. Look at things a little differently. You got to look at them a lot differently with a bigger picture. He says, if you have a quality product or service that is beneficial to a broad segment of society, something that everybody needs or wants, or people can use in various cultures, you will find a market, or the market will find you. How about his grill? Have you ever heard of the George Foreman grill? You think he sold a few of them? Hello, millions and millions and millions of dollars, that grill. You know, so that quote meant a lot. That's it. These are in his book, by the way. He says this: most men and women, I'm convinced, are not working anywhere near their potential. They have settled for far less than what they can do and what they can have, and most important, who they can be. Oh man, does that hit anybody in the heart? Think about that a minute. That's powerful stuff. How about this one? I don't like to view anyone as a loser, but the simple truth is some people simply are not winners. The non-winners are the last ones to work in the morning, avoid returning phone calls, and the first ones to stop working when success is right around the corner. You should not allow their attitudes and non-work ethic or actions rub off on you. So you wonder why he's a mentor to me? Think about his words. Now this guy's going on and made close to $1 billion as an athlete. Is everybody listening? $1 billion. That's powerful stuff. You know, so I want you to understand that in closing, it's important for you to understand these quotes are very powerful. Look at yourself in the mirror every morning. Here's another quote on the bottom. It is foolish and futile to keep doing the same thing again and again and expect different results. How many times have you heard that? Now, I'm going to recommend a couple of books to you real quick. Of course, Dreams, Fairy Tales, and Miracles. If you haven't read it 3 or 4 times. There's some special notes in here that'll make you think about who you are. Believe in dreams, because I'm going to tell you right now, fairy tales exist. You know why? Sit down and talk to this young lady, Michelle Ball. She absolutely had a dream, and fairy tales entered her life, and miracles started happening. And her life changed dramatically. But she had a dream, and she went for it. Reinventing Yourself. This is an inspired book by Steve Chandler, How to Become the Person You've Always Wanted to Be. You see, you know why you need these books? Because Juice Plus is not the product. You're the product. You're either going to be good or you're going to be terrible. That's why some people make $500 a month and some people make $50,000 a month. You're the product. Juice Plus is not the product. It's the mechanism that pays you a paycheck. Okay? The product is you. So what are you doing to get better? This is a must-read novel, The Greatest Networker in the World. Now, there's one called The Greatest Networkers with an S, a plural. Don't get that one. Get The Greatest Networkers, singular, in the world by John Milton Fall. It is a novel, and it's about mentorship. It will make you pay attention. And here's something that's very special to me because I've been working with millennials for 45 years. If you think about it as a sports agent, I don't recruit anybody over 35 years old. They're all much younger. So those are the people I know how to speak to. And in building a business, we develop millennials that do exceptionally well. And here's a book that's really important for you to learn what millennials are all about. And look at this title, This is Robert Kiyosaki. Everybody's heard of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. But if you really want to learn, and you want to be taught what entrepreneurship is all about, why A students work for C students and why B students work for the government. And when you read this, you're going to go, oh my goodness. It is so powerful, but it's going to make you a stronger person to understand about people when you go out there to recruit and build new teams. That's all I got for tonight. Remember, this is published work, so if you're going to use it, you have to use exactly what you see here from the recording with the website. Okay, I appreciate you, Michelle, all of you. Appreciate all of you. Keep punching. Never look back. Believe in your dreams. Believe in fairy tales, and miracles will happen.
Oh my goodness, Kerry, like that was absolutely incredible. I'm sitting here on the edge of my seat. Can you really quickly, before you go, just impress upon everybody the importance of attending and bringing team and bringing even guests to the Juice Plus conferences? Because I think that a lot of people in Canada have not been able to make it to some of the US conferences just from how far away it is. And we have our first one right here in our own province. Some of our team is spread out, but a lot of us are in Alberta. So what would you say to everybody in terms of, you know, pulling all the punches and just getting everybody to conference that they possibly can, and why that's important?
Well, number one, when is your conference again in Canada?
October 3rd to 5th.
Okay. Let me see if I can stop my sharing here.
I think it stopped. We're good.
Okay, we're good.
Yeah.
Well, you heard about promoting. You got a conference coming up in Canada that you didn't have before. Why wouldn't you have everybody there? Listen, I just did this event in New Orleans. Now I've got college students that paid $125 each to come who can't afford it and got a room and transportation to get there. So again, how good are you at promoting and getting them there? See, you got to teach people what entrepreneurship is all about and how powerful the event is. How are you selling the event? How do you miss that? I don't get it. I mean, I really don't. I personally work with the people that go to these events. Those are the people I spend time with. They get the quality time first. Everyone else is secondary. That might be a person that's just has done direct and been to VF, but that's okay. They're going to get quality time because it just so happens they're in that spot because that just happens to be where they are at that moment. And they go into these conferences to want to learn and get better. The conference coming up in Austin, Texas, start saving your money now. What you got to do, go get more customers, make more retail profit and commissions, put the money on the side, start budgeting now and get to Austin, Texas. How can you miss having 8,000 to 10,000 people in a room and not be excited and have guests there that won't be excited? New distributors, of course. The ladies, I mean, what do? Y'all load up in a room. Y'all put 4, 5, 6, 8 people in a room. I've seen it, you know? I mean, what the heck? Load them up. Just get them there. If I can get these college students to show up in packs of 30 and 40, and they're supposed to be broke, then what's your excuse? What is your excuse? The key is how you promote it and how you sell it. I wouldn't miss that event that's coming up in Canada. Man, you need to work that thing like you've never worked anything before. And you start right now. You start now. And you start working Austin, Texas now. And you start getting people committed to it now. And you put a plan together on what it's going to cost for you to get there and start going to work to be able to pay for it, because you have to invest in your business to grow. If you had a traditional business, how can you just spend that little bit of money to grow a multi-million-dollar business? That's no money involved. I know, because I've owned so many different businesses and franchises. It costs a fortune. This is so little investment for everyone that's listening in. Go for it, but go to work. Magic doesn't happen just because you show up. You got to perform. I tell people all the time, I know there's a lot of teachers, and I know, Michelle, you were a teacher, and you're being taught, and you've heard this many times, that knowledge is power. You know, I disagree with that. I don't believe knowledge is power. Applied knowledge is power. What did you learn and what did you apply? If you apply it, that becomes power. But now there's a lot of people that are very smart and can't buy an ink pen on Friday when they need one to go to an event, or whatever they need it for. They can't buy a cup of coffee. Now, they're smart. They can answer any question you want, but they have no idea how to be successful in business. Listen, it's really important for you to understand that you got to read more books. You got to get better. You're the product. Go to work. Promote these events like you never promoted them before. I just showed you how to do it. I mean, what else you need? This is not no magic here. I do these shows that cost hundreds of thousands of dollars to do, and I don't get the results like I do at Juice Plus. I make more money with Juice Plus than I do promoting the shows on national TV. Now, book that, okay? So I'm just letting you know, and up front, this is a phenomenal business. And I still am a promoter because I love what I do. I love producing champions, taking someone that's a huge underdog and bringing them to #1 in the world. I love doing that in the boxing industry, but I also love doing it in the Juice Plus industry. It's the same thing. It's bringing people to high levels, creating kings and queens, not being the king or queen, creating kings and queens. When you're gonna understand that, you're gonna know what you need to do to move forward and build a big business. I don't know if I answered your question. Probably went off on the tower.
Nope, you did. You did. Conference is where it's at, you guys, and we got all the tools that we needed to promote this amazing event in Calgary, Alberta, and I think it's just going to blow the doors off of our business.
What's the date again?
October 3rd to 5th. Are you coming?
No, I'm not. Here's the thing, because I got so many over here I'm promoting. I'm promoting my own over here. Let me tell you, I don't wait for anyone. I've been doing this a long time. I continue to promote events. Why do I do that? Because my people deserve it. And listen to all of you that are listening in, whether you're a sales coordinator, your people deserve it. So it doesn't matter if your event's going to draw 5 people or 50 people or 500 people. Get out there and learn how to promote, and your business changes. And do it with enthusiasm, do it with energy, have some fun. Your business changes. The ceiling goes off your income, but you got to continue to do it on a regular basis.
Thank you, Kerry, so much for coming. I know it's late for you. You were incredible tonight and really inspired all of us. The chat bar on the side is lit up with how inspired everybody is right now. And one girl is saying you lit a fire under her ass. So that's a good. All right. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks again, Kerry.
All right. See you later. Keep punching.